response video to, yes, fat face. Yeah. Anyway, he's over there, actually, his video. So yeah, I'll respond to it this way. I guess we're going to do the argument from Photoshop. Apparently that's what claimed intelligent people. You know, apparently that's what they do on the internet. They argue from Photoshop. So I'm actually going to do argument from Paint. Yeah, it's window paint. I'll do Photoshop later. I'll do a really good job of it. I mean, really, I'll make you the perfect dickhead that you are. I mean, really, I will. I'll give you a perfect dickhead. But anyway, this is the internet, right? This is what we're going to be stuck doing. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, this is the way they want to play the game.
Oh, looks like the good old Mad King Inmendham has gotten himself into a bit of a tuss, if you will.
What the fuck is a tuss, if you will? A tuss, if you will? I've gotten myself into a bit of a tuss, if you will. You just made that up, right? There's no such thing as a tuss, is there? Really? I mean, really? A tuss? Is that like a tisket and a tasket and a basket and a fasket or something? What the fuck is a tusk?
With cardinal virtues.
Yeah, boy, that's really horrible. With cardinal virtues. I don't even know what that means, cardinal virtues. He doesn't have any virtues.
Of which
He's void of ethics and decency. He's an indecent, disgusting...
well, at least anybody...
putrid pile of bacteria. Yeah, I'm just, speakers, trying to find the right volume.
Paying attention, Gary has got his ass.
Okay, it's probably too loud, right? So we'll lower the volume over here a little bit, I guess. Oh, wrong mouse. Yeah, this is really complicated. I really have to get my, I really have to get something figured out, one way or the other. Alright, now this should be just magnificent. Now let's see how this works.
Handed to him, but that's probably pretty typical.
Oh, it's his video sucks. I thought it was my speakers, but no, it's his video is fucking shit. It's got a bunch of static on it. Alright, anyway. So, you have to pick a color here. Alright, so we'll do this, and we'll just play some of his video, and try not to interrupt too often.
Gary's constantly getting...
It's too low now.
He has no idea what he's talking about. He certainly can't win, especially this one. Now, since Cardinal Virtues already sort of covered the civics end of this, and the law and legality and jurisprudence end of this, I'm just going to cover something a little different from a little different angle, and it has to do...
Okay, well, look, so we covered what? The rationalization that excuses basically discrimination against a minority vice for no other purpose than exploitation of a minority. So apparently, under your understanding of civil justice and decency and all that kind of crap, grotesque discrimination is totally appropriate. The majority may discriminate against minority interest, liberty interest, and there's no constitutional barriers to such things, and that's the decisions of the Supreme Court are consistent with that perspective. And you think he proved that. So that's what you really believe. That's what you believe America stands for. That's what the American Constitution embodies, is a perception that the majority may at any time, it feels like, tax any liberty out of existence. Sorry, not my understanding of America. At all, not even close.
With what you're talking about in regards to smoking. Now, I, like Cardinal Virtues, wouldn't give a shit if you taxed meat. It really doesn't bother me one way or the other.
If we taxed meat at 800%, he wouldn't bother him one way or the other. That's what he just said. It wouldn't bother me if you taxed meat at 800%. That's what he just said. So if we tax you for $3,000 for being a big fat pile of shit, you'd say, okay, thank you. So that's your response, is that instead of not taxing something exploitively and creating a circumstance where people with wealth are allowed the liberty and people who are poor are not allowed the liberty, so instead of just abolishing that kind of nonsensical way of encouraging or discouraging behavior, we should apply more taxation to more minority interest groups or even majority interest groups, the majority should impose a tax on itself to reform its own behavior and create a circumstance where poor people don't have access to a liberty and rich people do. And that to you makes fucking sense.
There's a qualitative difference here, Gary, that you don't seem to understand, and that is that for us, it's just food. I don't stop at McDonald's to get a hamburger and a small Diet Coke just because I like McDonald's. I do it because it only costs me $1.69. It doesn't really bother us all that much if somehow, someway, somebody were to put a tax on it or an alcohol or anything.
Okay, or an alcohol. They put a tax on it or an alcohol. That made a lot of sense. It wouldn't bother you then if your McDonald's hamburger cost $10.38. So for a McDonald's hamburger, fries, and a Coke, you would pay over $10. And that's okay with you. You wouldn't mind paying over $10. Yeah, I don't think anybody agrees with you who's a McDonald's consumer. I don't think most McDonald's consumer wants you to lead that parade down the street saying, yes, let's tax McDonald's hamburgers to $10. I don't think they'll agree with you. So I guess this argument is the argument from preposterous nonsense, because absolutely no one agrees with you. No one. Except you and Cardinal Virtues. You too would stand out in the street in a parade going, tax our hamburgers to $10.33. And you think everybody else would just fall right in behind you and say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Tax my hamburger to $10.38. So you just made the argument, you make the argument from Photoshop, and then you make the argument from preposterously ludicrous premise.
Like that. It's not that critical for us. It really isn't. But you treat the idea of smoking as though it is some sort of godforsaken right guaranteed to you in the Constitution of the United States. Of course, we saw how well that went for you. But here's the funny thing here, Gary. And
yeah, you saw how well what went for me. That's right. I got no required constitutional redress of my grievances, and you're applauding that now. So now you're also in a parade that's saying, fuck people's constitutional rights. You shouldn't be able to sue. You shouldn't be able to get a legal decision. You shouldn't get a piece of paper with some sort of rational explanation of why your right doesn't exist. No, your case should either be thrown out on some bizarre technicality after you spent 2 years and won an appeal as a pro se. They should throw it out because the paperwork was a day late. Or you should have it just answered with some kind of preposterous thing like, well, apples are red, therefore gays can be discriminated against and fuck them. Yeah. Is that how the legal system should work? So here you are again. Now you're making the argument from, I'm just so fucking horny, to lick Gary's ass, and I'm so pissed off and resentful that Gary won't let me lick his ass. That like a petty little 5-year-old girl, I'm going to have a little tantrum and hate everything that Gary touches because that's the kind of petty weasel you are. God, you people are just so fucking outrageous. How do I make this color?
Well, and you'll never look at this, so it doesn't matter. But for anybody who might want to look at it, there's a mix of articles talking about various effects of tobacco farming on the environment, on the people that are involved in it, and in the countries that are adopting it. You see, like many other things today, my dear Gary Inmendham, the United States is starting to ship out the tobacco production to other countries, especially in Africa and Southeast Asia and places like this. And of course, when this happens, these farmers who are beginning the tobacco production are no longer raising subsistence crops. And since a lot of these areas suffer from periodic famine anyway because of the nature of the agricultural complex in these places, starvation and even deeper poverty is now becoming more rampant. In other words, we've exported our poverty onto other people. And this is being fed by people's desire to smoke, something they don't need to survive and something that they don't need to live, unlike...
Yeah, this is hilarious. So for the last, 2 decades, they've completely cut down the rainforest in South America, right? All these old forests. They're now doing it in Africa at a faster rate than any place else, and it's for this fucker's cheap cow food. He's going to make some kind of argument that tobacco plants are more of a blight on the ecology of planet Earth than pig farms and chicken factories and cows. I mean, can you get more? Now the argument from, again, preposterously ludicrous. I mean, it's just insensible nonsense. I mean, you're just too stupid.
You, none of the rest of us need this to survive, apparently. And the fact that they're not producing food at the same rate now in these areas leaves them open to, and the exposure of being subject to starvation, given the possible repercussions of a famine, and it's not helping to get them out of poverty, because now the tobacco companies can take advantage of these dirt poor conditions with no regulation in these countries like Uganda and Kenya and other places, simply so that you can feed your habit. Now, for somebody who sits...
Well, whatever. I mean, can anybody realize just how ludicrous this argument is? I mean, why don't you start bragging on tulip farmers? I mean, this is got to be the most despicable comparison ever. I mean, it's just so fucking idiotic.
Around and complains about the fact that a DNA molecule is the thing that keeps us enslaved to everything. You're a slave to this nicotine thing. And it is not...
Yeah, it's the most addictive substance on earth, you fucking retard. Well, anyway, let's go.
As far as I can see, a right to be able to smoke. In other words, you do not have a right to smoke. We could take that away from you if we so deemed, if we decided that the benefits outweighed any of the cost. As much as you complain about people being addicted to things, you are the biggest addict.
Okay, so then you have no gripe then, okay? You have absolutely no gripe. Then if vegetarians get 51% of the Congress, the next day they can tell you you never can eat a piece of meat again in your life, you fat fuck. Or you'll have to pay $15 for a McDonald's hamburger. Okay, we'll make it impossible for poor people to eat meat. Only the rich will be able to eat it, and that'll be you'll be perfectly comfortable with that solution. That'll be you won't complain about that policy being preposterously unfair. Okay, I don't believe you. I don't fucking believe you. I believe you will cry and whine like a goddamn baby. All right, so this is your hypocrisy. You're a preposterous fucking dick-headed hypocrite.
Of all. And it shows in your personality. Your personality is of an addictive person. There's nothing but extremes within your...
I mean, can you believe this? Here's a fat fuck, okay? Preposterously fat fuck. If he stepped on a scale, it would go, holy shit, what do you think I'm made of, you fuck? I mean, it would run the fuck away, okay? It would break the laws of physics as it had to, and it would grow legs immediately and run the fuck away when you're coming after it. I mean, and you're going to talk about other people's fucking addictions. I mean, just fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Your inability to control something as simple as choosing, well, I could eat some popcorn, or I could eat a big, greasy, slimy piece of dead something. God, you suck.
For your life, Gary. You don't know what moderation is.
Oh, amazing.
And
Isn't this amazing? Isn't this amazing?
Doing something smart and stopping smoking. Ceasing your...
I mean, I can't... God, there's just no connection to reality here whatsoever, right? just a complete denial that it is the most addictive substance. There's no record there's nothing on record indicating that people have any problem whatsoever quitting smoking. There hasn't been billions of dollars spent on all kinds of gimmicks and methods to quit smoking. I mean, just amazing. And so why don't you just come up with the old alcoholic argument, like, why don't you just not stop being an alcoholic? Why don't you do that? I mean, why don't you stop being a fucking pedophile, you fucking pedophile? Why don't you stop being a pedophile, you creepy pedophile? Why don't you stop doing that? Stop wanting to suck little baby dick. Come on, stop it. You can do it. Just stop. Stop wanting. Stop wanting, you silly little creep. Stop it. Stop. No, keep that. No, keep those away from the babies. You fucking creep. Come on. Uh-oh. Keyboard trouble. Keyboard failure. Damn it. Why is there always something with these YouTube videos?
Your nasty habit, which only contributes to the fact that one of these days we're going to have to stick machines in your stupid ass to keep you alive. Well,
I mean, really, can you... The hypocrisy. And again, what fact do you have? Show me a demonstrated fact demonstrating that the medical cost of cigarette smokers is higher than any of you other fucking fucktards. I mean, the fact is your diabetes and your heart disease and your fucking 500 cholesterol are going to cause you to be a horrific expense to the public, you fucking cunt. I mean, what a duplicitous fucking hypocrite.
I wouldn't, but that's just me. Or we're going to have to bear the healthcare costs associated with your dumb ass doing something this stupid, you fucking child. You just decide to go on your merry way and pretend like what you're doing isn't harming anybody.
I mean, can you believe these fat fucks? The arrogance of these fat fucks? I mean, really, it's just amazing. God, duplicitous hypocrite.
So, meat is bad. Children are bad. Paying for children are bad. But smoking good.
Never said, right? So now you're just a grotesque liar again. I pointed out clearly smoking's bad. We shouldn't let kids get addicted. We can pass laws that'll prevent kids from getting addicted. And we can grandfather cigarette smoking out of existence, just like we can grandfather fat pigs like yourself out of existence. If that's what we want to do, if that's what we think it's right thing to do is to make people healthier, we can make people healthier. We can take away from them any need to do something stupid. Bullfighting doesn't exist in America, and 99.99% of Americans don't miss it anymore. They don't say, oh, where's the bullfights? No, they just couldn't give a rat's ass because it's gone and they have nothing to miss because they never got attached to it. So we can break attachments to things, and I'm all for breaking attachments. But to exploit a minority who's addicted to the most addictive chemical on Earth at the highest tax rate in the universe is preposterous hypocrisy. It's duplicitous, it's evil, it's just as low, it's about as unconstitutional, it's unethical as a government principle as you can get. It's just grotesquely discriminatory and it's grotesquely wrong. And you're defending it. Why? Because you're a goddamn hypocrite.
Exporting this to other countries to help destroy their lives, good. Completely necessary. What about the suffering, Gary? What about the children? What about the suffering of all these people that have been brought into the world involuntarily against their will? You are contributing to that suffering. There is all kinds of problems associated with the raising of tobacco. Here in this country, all the agricultural land turned over to tobacco production could be used for food production that could bring down the price of some of that better food for us.
Look, you want to bring down the prices of food, okay, then you just become a vegetarian and you'll save, it's more like 20%, 20 times the arable land, but let's just say it's 10 times, okay, so we can have the same food on 1/10 of the amount of farmland if we just eat the vegetables instead of feeding them to animals. Okay, so you're the one costing us 90%, or even, like I said, More realistically, it's probably closer to 20 or 30% more land you're forcing to be farmed. So, again, preposterous duplicity, preposterous hypocrisy. You are the fucking mass murderers, and you're pointing your finger at the drunk driver. I mean, this is preposterous comparisons.
Which would allow poor people to afford it, and therefore have a healthier diet. But no, we have to feed your addiction. You stupid little man. You miserable, ignorant, foolhardy, moronic, dumb, stupid, pompous, jackass.
I mean, this argument is just so hilarious. And so I'm going to have to read the comments on this video, because if there's anybody with a brain applauding this argument, this stupid, a fucking argument, I mean, it's, there's no point in me repeating it, but I mean, this is insane. This is quite factually insane. This is insane. This guy isn't just a dickhead. He's a fucking psychotically insane dickhead. I don't know. This looks like a Custer hat or something. I don't know what the hell is going on here. I have to make this a little better. I have to work on it a bit. Yeah. Anyway, it'll be okay. Wait till you really get to the Photoshop.
Moron, dickhead, fuckface, dickhead, asshole. I like dickhead, so I used it twice.
Yeah, well, I liked it too. See,
you are too stupid to understand anything concerning nuance, and you sure as hell don't give a damn about suffering. This is just the ultimate example of it. You and your ethalists don't give a shit about anybody but you. You sad, demented little Tolkien character.
I don't even know what that is. But it doesn't matter. That isn't the subject, right? The subject isn't ethalism. It isn't any, why are you on a different subject? The subject is 800% taxation of a minority vice in what is supposed to be a constitutional democracy. In my opinion, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights aren't worth the paper they're written on if they aren't going to protect minority liberty interests from majority tyranny. And that's all you are, is you're majority tyrants, and you've just shown yourself to be exactly that. You don't deserve a constitution. You don't deserve any liberty whatsoever. You deserve to be exploited. And this is just the sad, tragic truth of life in America. You're all just a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Disgusting fucking hypocrites. Okay, maybe I'll use this sprayer for this part, because that might look better. Probably the way to go. The sprayer. That's kind of funny. It was a little funny, right? I mean, come on. You have to admit that was a little funny. Where was I? Oh, there's more.
This has never been about anything but you and your cadre of miscreants. What they want. What you want. That's all that matters to you.
Yeah, right. $450 billion in grotesque usury taxes charged against a minority vice over the last 10 years. It's all about me. Well, whatever.
Gary, you are a selfish, overgrown child. A child who should have been bent over a birch tree and spanked a long time ago.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be going there, you fucking pedophile. So let's just point out, this is a guy who thinks the age of consent should be like 4. He's made arguments like, the age of consent? Why do we need an age of consent? If I want to fuck a 4-year-old, I should be able to fuck a 4-year-old if I can talk them into it. But actually, he doesn't fuck anything, you see, because he hasn't had a hard-on in 25 years. He just likes to suck on things. He has an oral fixation, quite obviously. I mean, quite obviously, that's how you get this fat, is you have an oral fixation. And so, yeah, he doesn't actually fuck kids, but he does, not with his dick. He just uses his tongue. And, fucks them in the ass. They have a word for that fucking in the ass thing. Samadhi or something. Samadhi. Yeah, he's just a samadhiist. What's a samadhi you? Fucker. Okay, with the dick hole thing up here. Yeah, but this definitely does need some work. This is really, really bad. But it's okay, right? Bad is good. Where was I? Oh, yeah, video.
Callants will take care of that. He's into that kind of thing.
Callants. I don't know what a callants is.
But regardless of that, I want you to do us all a favor. Stop pretending you have any consideration for anyone or anything other than you. Because nobody's buying it anymore, Gary.
All right, nobody.
You are nothing more than a spoiled, rotten little baby living on the edge of the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, lamenting his own state.
Well, whatever. I'm not even near the Pine Barrens, you retard. I mean, you can't even get that right. I mean, if you're gonna dock drop me, so to speak, or, go play in this game with where I live. Again, why do I get to use why do you get to use my real name and I don't get to use your real name? And why don't you tell me what state you live in and what you're next to, so I can talk about whatever the monument of fuck shit, the giant fuck shit monument that you live next to or something. I mean, obviously you live next to like some kind of nuclear power plant, actually, because you can't get this fucking retarded without the help of some radiation. I mean, you must have gotten thoroughly radiated to be this dumb fuck shitted. You can't just do it by accident. It's accidental? No. Maybe a little pink on his peenie. We need a little pink. Yeah, that'll add a little bit of. Ooh, yeah, pink. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah. That'll get the little kids in. Yeah, the little kids will go for the pink. Yeah, it's like magenta. Yes, you got some magenta wiener man. Yeah, he's a dickhead. Oops, that one isn't a very good one. Well, I don't know. Fix it. I can fix it, maybe, possibly. Let's see, let's put a little bit up here on the top, a little pink up on the top here. Yeah, that's about right, yeah. Oh, yeah, little pink lumps, maybe a couple of lumps, like a little lump of pink. Yeah, that's the way to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's getting good now. Ooh. Yeah. Looks like a bad birthday cake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Anyway,
Despite the fact that his own state is entirely his own doing, and blaming everyone else for all the problems that take place as opposed to where the blame really lies, and that is with you stupid jackass. You fucking moron.
Yeah, I taxed my own cigarettes. That's the secret of the whole thing. Nobody knows the true secret, but I actually taxed my own cigarettes. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, right. That all makes sense. Sure, everybody understands that. That's not preposterously nonsensical and such. Yeah, no. I don't know if that'll work. Let's see, undo. So undo, but ooh, the undo worked. I need some way to get a little bit of something happening here, but I don't want too much of that. I just want enough to get the idea that this is the underbelly of the, you know what I mean, the, whatever you call that part of the anatomy of the thing here. Where was I?
And this just shows exactly what you're all about. Instead of doing something like, I don't know, let's see, what would have been better for someone to do besides walking into court with this laughable, ridiculous case that you had concerning cigarettes? What could have been done that would have been better? Let's see, what could have been, I don't know, maybe trying to find...
Okay, so what, this is the intellectual version. Like I said, I'll go through the comments, and this is what intellectuals have to say. So if you honestly file a lawsuit in the United States of America, you shouldn't get a rational answer to your lawsuit. There's the smart lawyer types, and the judges have no obligation to make some sort of rational argument saying, well, look, here's the legal precedent that allows us to tax the fuck out of a minority vice. No, you don't have any right to demand that from your legal system. You don't have any rights to request that kind of fair treatment. That's what you fuckers believe. That's how you see the world. Okay. I mean, you know, just out yourself fairly and appropriately so we all know what you are, okay? You don't give a fuck about individual rights or the protections of liberty, and you don't even think we're allowed to get redress of grievances. Even that is as ludicrous. That's laughable. It should be thrown out of court. And as soon as you say, I want a legal decision, I want a logical, rational decision written on a piece of paper explaining how I don't have the rights I'm saying I have. And no, you shouldn't be allowed to that. If you do that, frankly, they shouldn't just throw your case out. They should throw you in jail for thinking you have the right to make an argument and have some sort of decision provided that explains how the system's right and you're wrong. I mean, really, this is who these people are. So, all you little fuckwits, this is what you're defending. This is the America you want. This is the rights you think have any value, and you're supposed to. And you're gonna make videos to me talking about how poor atheists are being discriminated against. Well, I guess they deserve it. Okay, because the majority is not atheists, so fuck, the atheists should be discriminated against in the tax code. Of course they should. They're a minority. Are they going to file a lawsuit? Well, they should just laugh it out of court. Okay, they shouldn't even pay any attention to the damn lawsuit. Just laugh it out of court and tell them to go to hell. Fuck you, you're a ludicrous asshole thinking you have rights in America. This is a Christian country. Fuck you, cunt atheists. Fuck you in the ass with this moron's dickhead. So you hypocrite atheists, just keep it up. Keep mocking the idea of justice. Keep mocking the idea that you have to actually make an argument in defense of the discrimination you're facilitating, and that you have to somehow explain your duplicity, your hypocrisy. How dare you talk about other people's fucking psychiatric disorders when you can't control your fucking goddamn blubbering weight, you fucking cunt. I mean, really, just too obnoxious. Too obnoxious. Anyway, yeah, that's not too bad. I just have to get the background. I need a background color of some kind. I have to find a way to do backgrounds in one big piece, though.
A way to use those taxes from those cigarettes to subsidize something worthwhile? Would the time not have been better spent for American jurisprudence? Not having a judge having to tell you why you're such a stupid idiot, which should be self-evident at this point.
Okay, go ahead and just prove that. Prove in one case, show me a judge's determination, a judge's statement, and show me one justified statement that a judge made. Just one. Just show me one where he backed it up with something like a rational, honest answer. Just show me one. You can't do that. Because you're a liar. You're a slandering motherfucking liar. And you have nothing to back up this argument but lies. You can't back it up with anything else. You're just a liar. And you people all fucking sanction being fucking preposterous liars. That's all you are. That's all you got, right? You got the argument from Photoshop and preposterous lies. That's all you got. Just lies. You're just fucking cunt liars. And what should somebody say on the internet except, man, the internet sure as hell does suck because, yeah, it's just covered with a bunch of fucking pseudo-intellectual liars. And that's all you fuckers are. Weak, stupid, hypocritical, duplicitous, cheaters, thieves, crooks, criminals. You have no respect for the truth, no respect for any honor code whatsoever. You're just the most despicable pieces of shit known to man. Yeah. How do I just do a fill here? That would be really convenient just to have this fill this thing. That didn't work. Well, that did. Yeah, except for where I did the white shit over here. Maybe I can get rid of that. Get rid of that with a brush. Yeah, that would be good. There must be a place where you can change the percentage number here in this fill thing. It's replacing one color at a time is a bitch. Just put some spots in there. Really, this should just be a fill. Like I could just do a big giant rectangle here, like that. I should just fill it with something, right? The brush ain't gonna fill it. That thing ain't gonna fill it. That ain't gonna fill it. What's this shit now? That's just blocky crap. That ain't gonna do shit. That ain't gonna work. I don't think. Let's see. How do we do a fill in box? How come it won't do that? You just like fill in and then it just fills it. Let's see. Maybe there's fill on here. No, there's no fill in there. Image, invert color, stretch, editor, clear. Then that ain't gonna help me. That ain't gonna help me. All right, never mind. It doesn't right click either. Son of a bitch. Well, anyway, we're getting there. Slow but sure. Oh, let's play the end of the video.
There not have been something more worthwhile on the docket that day, other than having to listen to your idiotic ideas about what justice are, and that how put upon you are just because you're a smoker. You are a moron, Gary. You've always been a moron. You have never known jack shit. And unlike your acolytes and the miscreants who pay attention to you, who aren't just there to laugh at you, you don't fool me when it comes to your lack of intellect. You've never fooled me. You are clown shoes. You have always been clown shoes, and you will continue to be clown shoes, who has wasted the time.
Yeah, whatever. You're a preposterous liar. I mean, goddamn, everybody knows that, too. So you didn't fool me either, Mr. Professional anthropologist that you sold yourself as, when all you really are is some sort of, half-assed, unqualified thinky-noser. You're a thinky-noser. But anyway, it really isn't about that anyway. I couldn't really give a rat's ass about such things. But what's the point? So all this ad hominem bullshit. You're the ones not addressing anything. Like I said, point out where the lawsuit was in error, where in principle or in argument or in legal precedent there was some functional not correctness, that somehow it didn't deserve or wasn't entitled to a rational response from the court. If the argument was so ludicrous, why couldn't the court just make a rational argument explaining why the argument was wrong? Why couldn't they do that if it was such a ludicrous argument? Aha! We now have something. I don't know what we have, but it's the wrong color. Damn it. How come it did that? How come it's inverted? Figure that out. Okay. Yes, it's doing weird triangles, but they're not the right color. I need them to be black, please. How do I get them to be the right color? Okay, there, to there, to there, to there. Oh, there we go. A big win there. So I can go from here. Oh, drag it to there, to there, to there. Oh, yeah, that's working. Okay, let's get some of this. Let's just block all this out. Yeah, we're rolling right along. Rolling. Now we're going. Do, dickhead. He is a big dickhead. A stupid fucking child molester, too.
Of the court, you have wasted the time of cardinal virtues. You have wasted my time in forcing me to respond like this. You have wasted Lasoya's time. You have wasted Baroness's time. You have wasted all of our time. And you continue to waste our time. Why on earth should we waste our time with a walking corpse who just won't die? It would be easier if you did. This is why.
Yeah,
because then we would no longer have to suffer your hypocrisy.
No, my videos are forever.
So, smoking good,
I am forever.
meat bad. Magna Carta good.
Okay, so everybody understands, right, that that's just a grotesque lie, right? So you're defending a liar, right? Never have I said cigarettes are good. Ever. Ever. I just said you're not allowed in an American constitutional republic to exploit a minority vice with the tax code. That's not what the tax code exists to do. It's not a legitimate function of government. It's complete and absolute bullshit. The majority has no right under the Constitution to participate in this exploitation. That's what I have argued. Yeah. Quite effectively, I would say. We'll take a little bit off of the sides here. Yeah, we don't want to give him too big a dick. It's mostly about his big fat head. He's just all dick head, no dick. Yes, he is. It's all dickhead. Oh, let's just finish this up.
English common law bad. Constitution good, according to Gary and what the Constitution says. Constitution according to cardinal virtues bad. Judge rules against moron in case bad. Gary mad at judge because judge did not rule in his favor, therefore Gary act like small.
No, Gary doesn't get any decision for his money. Okay, again, I didn't get any rational decision. You show me the rational decision written by the appeals court. They ran away from the subject. It's just that simple. So don't tell me, I mean, just again, you're just a liar. I mean, these lying paraphrases are just grotesque. They're obvious and complete, and it just demonstrates your fail. I mean, you know, your Photoshop argument from Photoshop, and you're just demonstrating that that's all you've got is lies. Lies and the argument from Photoshop. And, so yeah, you got nothing.
Child, good. This is the kind of thing we have to put up with you. And you don't get it. You just do not get it. You have, when history finally stooped low enough to see you, Gary, when it finally was able to cast its eyes onto this most miserable, odious, and heinous of human beings, living in the Pine Barrens in the middle of nowhere.
Don't live in the Pine Barrens.
Solution. Your great and noble endeavor, your great contribution to American jurisprudence and to freedom was to complain about the taxes on cigarettes. Way to fucking go, Gary.
Well, I also complained about assholes who think the argument for Photoshop is a free speech mechanism, that this is somehow productive or reasonable or rational, that a civilization should probably put some sort of limitations on what people do in Photoshop to other people's copyrighted face. And that if you're just going to take this all the way like this, you just put words in their mouth. I should have my dick coming out of your mouth. I think that would be pretty cool. So maybe I'll maybe a video of my dick coming in and out of your mouth. And this is how human beings should be allowed to treat each other. They shouldn't have to put any limitations on the slander they can draw. So if you can draw some slander, it's okay. That's your theory of what it is to be an American. Wow, way to go, retard. Yeah, it's a stupid theory. Really, really, really stupid. Anyway. Oh, let's finish the video.
Never mind that the addiction that you have helps contribute to the misery of millions in other countries and in this country, and lack of food, lack of opportunity, the health care costs.
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, yes, right. Human beings enjoy things. Like you obviously enjoy eating too much food and unhealthy food. And you should have a right to do that because you're a majority vicer. But other people shouldn't have a right. So let's not even go into how much land has been sacrificed for the glory of alcohol. All right, and so are you going to make the same argument that alcohol should be taxed at 800% because it's compromising and sacrificing so many valuable acres of real estate? All that valuable fuel is being wasted. No, you're not going to do that because you're not about an honest argument. You're a dishonest propagandist. And that's all you are. You're a dickhead. You're a thorough, complete, utter, putrid, pus-filled dickhead. Yeah, pus-filled is good. That's a good joke.
Associated with it. Yeah, forget all that, Gary. People who eat meat are bad. Animals have rights. Well, here's the problem with that, Gary. We've talked before, myself and others, cardinal virtues, myself, others have talked about the rule of the lion and the lamb. I can't tell you all how stupid it sounds when I hear something like animals have rights. Animals don't recognize rights. A cougar doesn't recognize your right to live by the law. What it will do is kill you and eat you.
Oh,
we're cougars. The whole problem here is
humans are cougars.
In order for us to convey rights onto something else, there would have to be a comprehension of those rights under the law. Do I have the right to cross-examine the dog who bites me and tries to kill me? I have that right. The dog has the right to confront me in court. Who's going to represent the dog?
All right, right. So by this logic, by his statement, basically, we could theoretically test, like if, let's say, great apes were really cheap. There was just a whole bunch of them just walking around. We could just take a great ape, like a gorilla, strap it on a gurney, and we could test eye makeup on it. We could stick knives into its nostrils. We could shove poles up its ass. We'd have no responsibility whatsoever. It could scream and yell. It could do all that crap. No, nothing at all, because the gorilla can't articulate to us its legal rights. It can't go, I object, Your Honor. I object. So because the gorilla can't say, I object in English, right? He couldn't say it in a foreign language, apparently. Maybe he could use a foreign language. I don't know. Oh, that's technically nuanced, isn't it? Would a gorilla in America be able to speak Spanish to say no mas? No, if it said no mas, would that count? No, it wouldn't be legally. It wouldn't count, right? You can't make a legal argument in non-English. So I guess the gorilla would be totally fucked. So even if the gorilla knew Spanish, it still couldn't say, you can't fuck with me. Stop it, please. Oh, man, you really do suck. These are his little tiny balls. Yes, little tiny balls and a little short dick. Because he's a dickhead. He's a dickhead.
These are all legitimate questions that would have to be asked for something like this. Nature does not recognize any kind of law. It recognizes only what it can take and what it can't take, by violence or by other means. Animals do not have this concept. They live according to their nature. In other words, according to their biological function. They don't get happy, so to speak. They don't get sad about the fact that their rights are being violated. Nothing like that comes into the fore. So,
they don't get happy or sad. I'm sorry. I mean, fuck. All right, let's just get this over with.
Well, your faux concern for animals based on people eating meat is noted and rejected because it actually has nothing to do with anything in reality. There's a reason that we look at something like that differently than we look at the kinds of things going on between human beings, because human beings have the capacity to understand that killing
well, whatever. Like I said, I would love the opportunity to give you exactly what you deserve. To give you exactly what you deserve. I would love to be the person who gets to do that. To be the paybacker. I'd love to be Mr. Paybacker.
For no reason, especially when it comes to humans, is something we frown upon for many reasons. Least of all which is because we could all see ourselves being that random person being killed. That's among the things that needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we recognize that we have the capacity to intellectualize to that level. And in doing so, we are set apart from that natural world in at least one respect. We are still subject to it, but we are also apart from it in other respects. And anybody who wants to be a vegetarian or a vegan, that's fine. But it's not doing anything contributing of any use to me, as far as I'm concerned.
Of any use to you. Yes, okay, brilliant. Brilliant argument. The argument from is of no use to me. Well, guess what? I don't need to be gaily married, so I guess I don't have to support the gaily married rights because it's of no use to me personally. Is that your argument? Everybody should only care about rights pertinent to themselves? I'm not a slave, so fuck the slaves. Is that your attitude? I'm not a black man, so fuck the black people. Is that your attitude? You fucking cunt!
Because it's not stopping any kind of real harm. The harm continues.
Oh, right. It's not stopping any real harm if billions of animals, sentient creatures, are not manufactured for the purpose of your gluttonous consumption. So that's your rational argument. Somebody's supposed to accept that as a reasonable premise for argumentation. Sorry, you are insane.
You want to stop something, try stopping factory farming. That would be a good way of going. I mean, instead of bringing a lawsuit against factory farms, you bring a lawsuit against the state of New Jersey because you don't like paying so much for cigarettes. You fucking nipplehead.
Yeah, whatever. So let's again, the context. $3,000 in taxes for a minority vice. $3,000. Whoa, 25% of a poor working man's income. To do something human beings have done for hundreds of years. Okay, fatty. Yeah, fuck you. Like I said, we put your vices on the chopping block, and let's just chop them right the fuck off also.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You are too stupid to even comprehend the nuance or the importance of trying to bring a case in the first place, whatever that case may be. You waste the court's time.
Oh, whatever. So now we're back to the court system is beautiful and wonderful, and Gary's lawsuits haven't demonstrated any corruption whatsoever. So even though a judge actually said in a right to public access television. You know what public access television is? Well, yeah, she denied me rights to public access television. She actually said, buy your own cable company. That was her response to my claim that I have a right to be on public access television. But no, it's not me. I'm the one that's wrong. I'm the evil, and the judge is the fucking sacred brilliancy. That is a brilliant argument. The argument against public access television should be buy your own cable network. So any poor person who wants a right to free speech or any advocate who wants a right to say something on public access television should just be told buy your own cable network. Oh man, this guy is just so fucking disgusting.
You choose to, instead of doing something worthwhile, do something so petty and stupid and ridiculous and foolhardy as you've done here. As
to what? Yeah, foolhardy. I made an argument pointing out the grotesque hypocrisy and duplicity of an 800% tax on an addictive substance minority vice. What an insane thing to do. I made an argument, and I got the argument from Photoshop. And the argument from, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, thank you. That was a brilliant response.
Be worthy of the scorn that has been heaped on you by cardinal virtues.
No, by a gang of fat, limp-dicked, motherfucking, cunt, phony, fake intellectuals who don't have, if you add them all up, you don't have a 30 fucking IQ, you fucking goddamn retarded asswipes. And I will kick your ass anytime, fucker. Show up on I'm doing a radio show now. Show up there and I'll humiliate the fucking shit out of you by just pointing out, you once said. And you'll have no ability to do that to me. Because guess what? If you accurately quoted me, you'd have no fucking way to argue. But no, this is what you have to resort to. The argument from Photoshop. I beat you. Look, ha ha ha. I have funny words. Maybe I should write funny words here like, I like to suck 6-year-old dick. Ha ha ha. That would be funny, wouldn't it? And then I should send it to your employer, maybe. But I don't think the city official at the garbage dump is going to be terribly interested.
He's gone easy on you as far as I'm concerned. Now, not on the factual basis. He's kicked your ass on that, and that was pretty clear. Your response was just...
Yeah, right. He said the government's not conspiring. Oh, government conspiracy, ha ha ha. Yet he couldn't even find the total tax number, right? Because he went to the pages and he read the wrong number. It was completely misleading. But no, the government wasn't misleading him. The government was... There was no fraud or phoniness, though, because he just was an incompetent asshole. Is that what we're supposed to believe? Either he's an incompetent asshole or the government documents are propaganda. Those are the only two options. Either he's an asshole or the government documents are propaganda, which means he's an asshole again because he said the government's not conspiring to cheat the argument. Well, I think quite obviously they are conspiring to cheat the argument, or he's an asshole and can't read a simple document that has the number right there in front of him. That, of course, isn't right in front of him because it's not on the document. Yeah, right. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's my fault he can't find the accurate total for cigarette taxation in the state of New Jersey from an official government source. That somehow is my fault.
Act like a child once again. But let's stop pretending for 1 minute that the Mad King Inmendham cares for anyone or anything but himself, or any of his ethelists. This is about selfishness, and it's always been about selfishness. And this court case that you brought is Exhibit A, B, C, through all letters of the alphabet and every numerical advantage we have.
Running out of time.
Because that's what it was really about. You selfish, ridiculous prick. So stop pretending like it wasn't about anything other than that. Fuck you, Gary. Just get it over with. Smoke yourself to death so we don't have to listen to you anymore, because I am frankly tired of you. And I think a lot of other people are too. So fuck off. Oh, looks like the good old man.
Not likely. Yeah, anyway, it is kind of funny. He said the dick thing, and he's got a dick head. It is kind of funny. He's got a little dick hat on. So anyway, this is a preposterously long video, but yeah. So I will have to read the comment. Let Long Cat guy do. Maybe no, I'll do it. I mean, somebody's got to read the comment section because it's going to have to be gold in there, right? I mean, this guy said some preposterous things, and it's just going to be fucking enjoyable as hell to see all these intellectuals kiss this as a brilliant. The argument from Photoshop. Yeah, does Dawkins use that? Does Dawkins sit in his little parlor and I'm going to Photoshop the Christians. Yeah, I'm going to Photoshop them. Yeah, I'll prove the Muslims are crazy because I'll Photoshop them. Yeah. Well, that's what intellectuals do, like Thunderfoot. Huh. Humans suck. Yeah, oh, damn, that's the part that's the truth. I forgot. They're not only dickheads, they're sucky. I got to put some diseases on this dickhead because they're herpes dicks. That's all they are. A bunch of herpy dicks. Herpy dick, you have a herpy dick. Yeah. Okay. Till next time.